Only you know what I mean, baby. One more, I got 69 touchdowns. If you know what I mean. Only you know what I mean, baby.
I mean, it's similar to Solder. I think both guys are around 6'9".
Nice. Nice.
It's the JT Cho Show!
Yep. No video.
Yep. And we're live. We're live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the JT Show. I'm your host, JT. This is a special episode. You're wondering why? Because it's the 69th episode. I made it this far. Can't believe it. Joining now with me is Cut. Cut, how you doing today?
What up? I'm doing pretty good. A little hungover, but that's all right. I'll push through.
Now, this is the first episode of the JT Show, so you guys can drop your comments. We'll answer questions. We're going to start. I'm about 4 minutes behind on this, but we're going to try to go for 69 total minutes for the 69th episode. So we're going to start off. We have this segment. Oh, yeah, by the way, I have to give credit to Stephen Holcomb and his bandmate. I wrote it down. Keith Howell, that was Star Damage. I got permission to. I was like, "Yo, can I sample it?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Oh, I'll just play the whole thing at the beginning." So head on over to that link in the. I'll leave it in the chat. You'll find it right there at SoundCloud. That's Star Damage Music. They're new. They're on the scene. They really got that smooth EDM, going on for them. How'd you like the song, Cut?
It's really chill. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to be more of like an indie rock type thing because I had no idea what genre they played in. But that's like some pretty like chill EDM, just like beats. Like it's some sick beats to like play video games too. Like like an RPG that you don't really need the volume up too high for. Like something you can just like chill and grind out.
Definitely, like almost like you would like to take that song and soundtrack it to like an 8-bit side scroller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It kind of sounds like the stuff that Doc plays, but Doc's is a little more EDM-ish.
And Doc lays down his own vocals, dude.
He does. Oh, is that what we're doing now?
Oh, cheers, dude! Cheers to the 69th episode.
Cheers to 69.
So one of our first segments that we're gonna do today, we're gonna do on the hot seat or not on the hot seat. You can rate them from a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being caliente. And 1 being like when white people put salt on a steak and like got it seasoned. So not very spicy at all. So we'll start it off. Arizona Cardinals Kyler Murray. How much is he on the hot seat if he is?
I'd say. I mean, he's still pretty young, so I'd say maybe he's like a 3, maybe a 4. I'd say 3. I'd say solid 3, just because like if he fucks up this year and like doesn't do anything, he's still gonna get 1 more year, but this year he's cemented in. He's gonna start for him. He's kind of a baller too. So
yeah, with JJ Watt gumming there, and now they have a little stack on the defensive side. I'm gonna turn it up to a 5 because I feel like he's got more on defense. They're gonna expect less from him. Not less from him per se, as in like total yardage and touchdowns, but like. He was on the field trying to win games a lot without that great of a defense in total. So I think it's about a 5 because he's got more pieces on defense. Baltimore Ravens. Oh
man,
on the hot or not?
So this is my my fantasy franchise quarterback right now. It's my keeper. And,
right.
I mean, on my fantasy roster, he's sitting at like a 9. I'd say real life, he's probably sitting at like an 8. Like if he has another bad year like he had this year, it's going to be rough for him. He's already having troubles with like contracts. Like he had that 1 MVP season, and now his rookie contract's up, and he's trying to get more money than if he would have balled out last year, it would have been different. But last year, he just had an off year.
Right.
So I definitely say he's on the hot seat, but he's still this year he's their starter. This year
I mean,
he's a solid 8.
yeah, I mean Lamar made it. You know, he got that playoff win. That's what a lot of people are saying. Can he win the big playoff game? But I mean, it's a playoff game, so he did that. So I say, you know, he's a soft 4, but he's still got it. That's going to be a contract negotiation issue when it comes down to re-signing him. So he's not really on the hot seat
now, and he's having issues.
He's not on the hot seat, but if you want money, you got to perform. So Matt Ryan for the Atlanta Falcons.
He's on the hot seat. I mean, so many years of just above mediocre productivity. I mean, I don't know, if they had a shot at Trevor Lawrence, they're going to take it. Like, I don't think there's very few quarterbacks that take over Trevor Lawrence right now, but that's kind of like what I'm basing it off of. Like, if you can get the number 1 draft prospect for quarterback, is like, would you take it, or would you go with like the number 2 guy? And I think they would definitely take it. I think he's got to be about an 8 or a 9 as well. He's had Julio Jones for so many years, and
I think Julio might be on his way out. Yeah, something.
They might as well. I think they need to rebuild, and I don't think Matt Ryan's the dude they rebuild around. I think he's just an interim quarterback there now.
Yeah, maybe they draft a young guy, and I'm gonna put him at a 9 because I mean, if they draft a young quarterback, people are gonna be chirping. Hey, let's start thinking to the future, okay? We've had Matt Ryan. Yeah, he failed to cap off a Super Bowl win. So I think it's definitely a 9. And if he doesn't,
it's kind of like that Aaron Rodgers situation last year when they drafted Love. Like, hey, we drafted a guy high. It kind of, but Matt Ryan's no Aaron Rodgers. But it's the similar scenario if they draft the guy early.
Right. Heading over to the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. How hot is he?
He's a 0.
Right.
He's not. Yeah, he's a beast. He's young.
Big year. I'd put it. He's entering his big contract. So
this is his final year of his rookie. So
I thought he's
going to get paid.
I thought he already got paid.
I don't think he got paid yet. That'd be a Google question.
We can review it, but Carolina Panthers. Well, who even knows who their starting quarterback is?
Yeah, I'd say whoever's there is an easy 10. Like that position is so up for grabs right now.
Right. I mean,
I've heard rumors of them trying to trade for like Taysom Hill. I've heard rumors of them
Teddy
for
unsubscribed.
Bridgewater.
Yeah. Did I say it wrong?
No.
Oh.
Like that was like his nickname, Teddy unsubscribed Bridgewater.
Oh yeah. So he signed a 4-year, $21 million contract with the Buffalo Bills, including a $13 million signing bonus, $21 million guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $5 million.
So he got paid, but that's not his worth. He's gonna.
So that's his rookie deal. So yeah, he's still on his rookie deal. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, you
so
got to put up
2 more years on that. 2 more, 3 more.
I think this year next.
This year next, okay.
Let's see what this article says. After his rookie deal, but I mean, you got to throw up your same solid numbers. I still say with that team that they have now, you've got to push playoffs. So I'm gonna have it as a easy 3. So easy 3 on the hot seat. Cincinnati Bengals, coming off of an injury. How hot is Joe Burrow's hot seat?
I want to go lower than this, but I'm going to put him at a 5 just because he's coming off an injury. Like, he's still he was the best quarterback coming out of the draft the last few years. He's a baller. He's just got to play. He's just got to stay healthy. They need to bolster that O-line so he doesn't get hit so fucking much.
Right.
So I put him right there in the middle at a 5. If he was healthy all last season, I'd put him at a 2. But I mean, coming off an injury is rough.
Poor Ricky Bobby says hello, and Rusty Bigman also says hello.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Good to see you guys. We'll be, I'll be checking the comments. I'm just, running shit back and forth. I mean, I'm gonna say he's coming off of an injury. A lot of people are still expecting him to win those games, so I'm gonna put it at a mild 6 for Joe Burrow entering that season. We're gonna skip over Chicago because I mean that's got to be a 10 for whoever's. It's definitely a 10 for whoever gets it.
That spot hasn't been hot, or that spot's been hot ever since Jake.
It'd be different if something could be confirmed, Watson, or Russell.
Russ, yeah.
But nothing's in stone yet. So definitely we're gonna have to wait on that one. Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield, hot or not? Hot seat or not seat?
So I don't think he's on the hot seat at all. I'm gonna put him at, I don't know, I guess a 3 maybe. I could
Okay.
easily go 2 there, just because I mean he brought Cleveland up. They beat the Steelers in playoffs. Like as a Cleveland fan, you have to love that. As like a franchise, you have to love that. Like obviously they want to win Super Bowls, but they've been struggling for so long that just winning out of that division is huge for them.
Right.
It's huge. So I don't think it's hot at all. I think 3 at the most. I'll stick it in there at 3.
And if you guys are watching and just stopping by, hit that follow button. You don't have to take a sub, but hit that follow button. You'll see some. Oh, I didn't add. Oh no, it should work. But yeah, if you hit that follow button, you'll see some cool Naruto gifs up here. So if you like anime, which we'll be talking about later, hit that follow button. So Baker, I mean, he took that team to the playoffs last year. He did stellar in the playoffs. I think the Browns played the Chiefs harder than the Bills played the Chiefs this year in the playoffs. You've got Myles Garrett coming off, so you've got a pretty good defense. You've got an established run game. You've got to finish with the same season. So I'm gonna go a mild 7. Like,
Ooh.
so it's if it was salsa, the salsa wouldn't be spicy when your tongue hit it, but that after spice is what gets you. So he's about an after spice 7 for being on the hot seat. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
I mean, I feel like the only reason he's going to get a high hot seat rating from me is because of this contract negotiation bullshit. Like, he wants so much money. And he's been making a lot of money, too, because they've franchise tagged him, 2 times in a row? Or just the 1 time, and this would be the 2nd time if they did it again?
Right.
I'm going to put him at a 9 just because he could be the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Like, I could see them moving on from him in a blockbuster trade with, like, Seattle trying to get Russ down there or something. Or they can't even trade him, huh? 'Cause he's unrestricted.
Yeah, he would be. That's why they keep hitting him with the franchise tag.
Free agent.
That's
So
why
since
they keep.
he's a free agent. Since he's a free agent, I'm gonna hit him
Because they're running out of. I mean, every time you franchise tag somebody, you have to pay them more money the following year. So
yeah, it goes up by like 10%, which is a shit ton. Because I think last year he cleared like 35 mil.
yeah, so with him, I mean, he's wanting. What's his name? Patrick Mahomes money. Okay, I don't understand that. Dak Prescott had a beautiful year before he got hurt. I was like, man, I'm actually a little impressed right now about. He played well. He played well, and then he got injured. So now he still has. Man, you're lucky your foot is working. Okay, so it's a huge year for him. I'm gonna go hard 9 for Dak Prescott being on the hot seat. Denver Broncos. Who's that? Jake Locke? No, is that who that is?
I think it's Locke. Yeah, I don't think his name's Jake though.
Drew Locke. Is it
Drew
some?
Lock.
Yeah, Drew Locke. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Locke. We don't even know who you are. Solid 10. People want you out of there. Solid 10.
I'm gonna give him like a 6 because I mean he played all right, but he wasn't like obviously we didn't really know who the fuck he was. But I mean, who gives a shit about the Broncos since Peyton left?
I mean, I know, right? Like, ridiculous. Not much to say about Drew Lock. People are already chirping to get out of there, so you either produce now or they're moving on to the future. Detroit Lions, big blockbuster trade if you haven't been paying attention to football this year. Jared Goff comes over from the Rams, and Matt Stafford goes to the Rams, and Goff comes from the Rams and comes to the Lions. Now, quick interruption. Because I mean we've been just going down this list that I didn't make and I Googled and fuck you. We'll do who is more on the hot seat, Matt Stafford or Jared Goff? Who needs to produce more than the other?
I think. I mean, if Goff, I don't know. So my whole thing is Stafford's already like low key proven himself. Like he's a beast. He's tough. He can play. He never really had too much of a team around him other than when he had Megatron, and those years were phenomenal. I think he had a 5,000-yard passing year. I mean, he's got a lot of weapons.
What's
down
up,
there with the
Frank?
Rams now. Yeah, I saw, dude. He's got a lot of weapons down there, and I think Goff is more on the hot seat than Stafford is, just because Goff is even though he's played in a Super Bowl, he's kind of unproven. He's still fairly young. I mean, he's not even, was he like 28?
He's younger than Stafford, so I believe
Yeah,
he's 28 or
Stafford's about
29.
32 or 34 or something like that. Stafford's
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
I think Goff has to perform more, but they're both on the hot seat just because they're both with like fresh.
But
new
who's
teams.
hotter? So you said Goff?
I think Goff's hotter, yeah. Just because if Stafford doesn't perform this year, I think they still give him another chance next year. And I think if Goff shits the bed this year, they're just off them. They're just gonna move on.
So
They're gonna move off of Goff.
I've heard the terrible Detroit rumors this season for who they're going to draft. Are they going to draft around Goff being 28? Goff's been to a Super Bowl. He comes from a playoff caliber team. Now Matt Stafford, I think, has more pressure because they gave up more for him, and you're going to an established playoff contender. The Lions, unfortunately, not playoff contenders. What up, Douster? The Lions have good seasons. They're very good at going 8-8, 7-9, like 0-16. They're very good at losing. Because of that, you look at the pieces. The wide receivers are leaving. You've got a beautiful tight end. You still don't have really an established run defense. Or you don't even have a rushing offense. So I think Jared Goff's got less parts around him. Now, if he can prove that contract wrong and say, yeah, I was totally worth all those, you guys totally missed out on this opportunity, good for him. But I think Matt Stafford going to a team that makes the playoffs is more on the hot seat. So,
fucking Frank, Eagles,
gross.
and Colts.
Houston, Texas, Deshaun Watson, hot or not, man? I don't even know.
He made his own hot seat.
Yeah,
He
so
wants the fuck out of
on
there.
fire 10, man.
Yeah.
I'm worth every penny, and I signed a lot of money.
He lit that seat on fire and sat the fuck down.
He took his pen that was on fire and signed that fire contract, and then when J.J. Watt left, he was just like, I don't want to play here anymore. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers.
He's not on the hot seat. I mean, he can stay there as long as he wants.
I'll take him for any time he wants.
Yeah, I think the GM has the same mindset as you. I mean, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. He won you guys a Super Bowl. He plays out of his fucking mind all the time. He's, I don't know, maybe a 1, if that. I don't. He's probably a 0. He's not on the fucking hot seat. He can stay there as long as he fucking wants. He missed playoffs 2 years in a row, and he's still like just.
That's a little shaky, but I've never seen that with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think I'd have to. It might have happened, but I can't remember specific instances, so I'm not gonna look it up.
It was like 3.
08, 09. We missed it. The injury for sure. I'd say a 2 just because. Love's going to get more practice time. I don't think Love sees very much playing time this year at all, especially if preseason gets canceled again. But I'm actually hoping they don't go to the 17-game schedule. I think that's stupid. But I'd say Aaron Rodgers.
I think they already worked that one out too.
Yeah, I think that's so dumb. So
or adding a game or whatever.
All I know is Aaron Rodgers can stay here as long as he wants. He can stay here for 5 more years. We'll take him. So just a 2. Just take us to the playoffs and losing the NFC Championship. Do it again. Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz. How hot is his hot seat?
I mean, what did they trade away to get him? A couple of seconds that could turn into a first.
Just enough. Just enough to get him.
I'm gonna put him at like a 7. I think he's definitely going to start this year. Obviously, they traded to get him. They want him there. I even think he's safe for next year too. Even if they miss playoffs this year, I still think they ride him next year. I don't know. 7 might be a little high because my bias towards him, but I'm gonna keep him at a 7.
I'm gonna say an 8. Now, if he has a great year and proves all the haters wrong, if he has a great year this year, like a good,
clearly a negative 10.
Yeah. If he has a great year, his second year will get cut in half, so his next year will be a 4. But if he doesn't have a good year this year, that 8 turns into a 9 easy because people are like, I don't know. And then you get the argument of what's his first year in the program. first year with the playbook, first year with
Exactly. That's
so
the only reason.
so
why I'm
that's the
putting him up so
excuses you
high.
get as a first year,
Yeah.
you know. Let's see. Jacksonville Jaguars. It's gonna be Trevor
gonna be
Lawrence.
Trevor,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna say if it's Trevor Lawrence drafted, 0. If it's
Mm.
Chase Young drafted, 3. Because
Chase Young.
no, not Chase Young, wrong person. Quarterback for Ohio State.
Oh,
Why was it
can't
not
remember
the
his name.
whatever? I feel terrible. Chase Young plays
Yeah.
defense for the Washington football team. Anyways, if they draft a kid from Ohio State, people are
Justin
going to be
Fields. Thanks,
Justin
Frank.
Fields. Yeah, if they draft Justin Fields, people are going to be going, we could have had Trevor Lawrence. So,
There's no way they don't take Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He's
Trevor
the
Lawrence
best
is the
quarterback
future.
prospect since like Andrew Luck. And then before that, it was,
future like Squidward,
yeah, before
like
that it was
the future,
like, what's
dude.
his name? Elway.
Yeah, for sure. Vikings. How hot is the
Is
hot
that
seat
Cousins out there?
for Kirk? You like that? You like that?
I mean, he kind of balled out last year. I'd still say he's fairly high. He's probably around the same level as Wentz. I'd give him a 6 or a 7. But yeah, it's.
I'm saying a
I'll
9.
lock him in there. I'll lock him in there.
I'm gonna say 9. You perform this year, Kirk, or you're out, man. Like you're the overthrower of
I mean,
people.
he's been performing the last couple of years. So if he has another year like he had this year, do you keep him?
Nah, you get rid of him. If the
Get rid of him,
Vikings
huh?
don't go to the playoffs, you get rid of him.
I mean, they missed playoffs, huh?
Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 0.
0.
Uh,
Not going anywhere.
New Orleans. I mean, look at the Super Bowl performance. Look at all those throws. Look at that guy diving on the ground, throwing the ball on the dime, 40 yards down the field.
They need a better O line if they're going to win a Super Bowl, man.
Oh yeah. So, but solid 0. He did everything he could for that. So solid 0. Las Vegas Raiders. Carr. How much on the hot seat is he?
Oh man, I think the only reason he's on the hot seat is because of all the quarterbacks, like the high tier quarterbacks that are available. I put him up there at an 8, just because I could easily see Gruden moving off of him, even though Gruden's talked, all this shit about him, saying how he's like the future of the franchise or whatever. Fun fact:
Future.
he actually leads. He has the
I'm doing
most
promotions,
passing
but yeah.
yards and touchdowns for any Raiders quarterback.
Yeah, he's the best quarterback that's ever played for the Raiders. That's the
Which is
crazy,
insane,
which
because
is
they've had like Super Bowl winning quarterbacks,
yeah.
and they just didn't have as long of a career there. And he's only played there. What's it been like 7 years?
He
8 years?
let me tell you what. Carr is such a Jared Goff before Goff got traded. You could have stuck with Jared Goff and accepted the mediocrity of he'll make throws and he'll kind of get us to the playoffs, but he's not that great. He's just a good quarterback to build around. Just good enough to pay, just enough to play quarterback.
Yeah, I feel like he's almost like an interim quarterback.
Yeah, he's just holding the position for the next guy. Hey man, I've kept this seat for you for 7 years so you can be drafted. So,
He's the guy you build around to draft a future quarterback.
I'm gonna say a 7 because I can see him moving on after the season.
Oh, what's up, Irish Lily?
What up, Irish Lily? Let's see. New York Giants. Who is this guy? Jones, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Uh,
Danny Dimes.
I'm gonna say a 7. People, there's whispers, man. There's Mr. Leahy would say, "Do you hear it in the shit winds, Randy? Like you hear it. There's whispers that he needs to perform. You got Saquon coming back, so now you've got your dual threat offense. They cut Golden Tate as a wide receiver, but
Yeah,
I think
saw that.
Daniel Jones is a 7 on the hot seat for sure.
I'd put him at a 5, just because people love him in New York. Like, they benched fucking Manning for him, which it's crazy. It's hard to fill the guy's shoes like that won him a couple Super Bowls. So people enjoy him. People enjoy him. I could give him a 6. I'm gonna give him a 5. I'll put him right there in the middle.
Okay, that's fair. Philadelphia. We'll do Philly. We'll go back to Los Angeles. The Eagles. Hurts. Jalen.
Man.
I'm gonna say a 7 because it's not because of his performance matters so much. It's just the whispers, man. oh,
Yeah.
we went with this guy instead of Wentz. Oh, what if Wentz goes? The better the other one does, the more the other one will be on the hot seat. So if Wentz has a great year this year and Hurts doesn't, there's gonna be some whispers. If Wentz has a
Gotta
terrible
perform.
year and Hurts has a great year, his hot seat goes away in Philly. He won that crowd over, but I definitely think I'd say a 5. He's right there in the middle.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7 because I mean, Philly's a tough spot to play in. Like, I don't know if there's ever a hot seat less than a 6 in Philly, just because. I mean,
We
they
need to
have-
win now. Oh, we
Yeah,
just
the
won, but we're
Bengals, man.
ungrateful.
Philly-
We're ungrateful that we
Philly,
just won
how
a
they been
Super Bowl.
ungrateful, dude.
They're
They're
ungrateful.
so
Ungrateful.
they're so finicky. Like they'll go back and forth.
Ungrateful.
They're booing you off the field one week and then cheering your win the next week.
They're ungrateful.
So that's a city you got to perform in.
Ungrateful. Yeah. Chargers. That's gonna be a 0 from Drew Lock. I'm gonna say a 1 or a 2 maybe, but most likely a 0. He had a great. He won Rookie of the Year.
You call him Drew Lock?
Did I say Drew Lock again? Hey, why do I keep saying Drew Lock?
Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Yeah. Why do I keep saying Drew
Yeah.
Lock? But I don't even know who that is.
His name, and now you can't shut up about him.
Yeah, no, but Herbert, Rookie of the Year, good quarterback, had a solid
Yeah,
rookie.
he's a 0.
He's going to start selling jerseys, and people are going to start
Mhm.
paying lots of money for that. That's offensive. They're offensive. My privilege. Anyways, Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh,
Something like
that's a solid 7 for me.
Hard 7.
Yeah, I mean, just like all the other. I mean, they've been questionable at quarterback for years too, just like all these other teams. But he's got to perform. I think if he has another season like he had last year, I think they're not going to move on from him. But it's not going to look good. They might look forward to bringing someone else in.
You got to perform. You got to get those numbers in this year, unless you're going to be on the way out, or it's going to be a 10 next season.
He could get Fitzpatrick too. They could draft someone and he could be balling out, and then they just pull him out for the new guy.
That'd be crazy. I've seen crazier though.
Yeah,
I've
They
definitely.
did it to Fitzpatrick, man.
Dude, poor
He
guy.
was having a good season. They just sat him. For no reason, man. They just wanted to try the new guy out.
Jimmy Garoppolo,
Oh, he's
9.
So I want to say 9, but at the beginning of the season last year, Brady said he'd come out and play for them.
Yeah,
He didn't say. I guess that, like, the rumor came out that said that he wanted to play for him, and they turned him down.
yeah.
You're
That's
turning down Tom Brady for your quarterback. I mean, you got to have some type.
gotta
of
be.
faith.
I could see the. I would forgive the Chiefs. I would forgive the Packers, and probably the Seahawks. If those 3 teams wanted to keep their quarterbacks, yeah, that's fine. Those are great quarterbacks. But if you're coming to me with Tom Brady and you're like, "Now we're gonna hang on to Jared Goff," I would be like, "You're fucking high." If Tom Brady goes to Las
On the
Vegas,
Jimmy G, man.
like if Tom Brady goes to Las Vegas, hey, I'd like the win here. No, we're gonna stick with Carr. You're high. You're definitely
Yeah.
high.
You're high as a fucking kite.
Yeah.
Can't
believe it.
I'm gonna give him a 6, and it would be a 9 if that story about Brady hadn't come out. I think the back office has so much faith in him.
You're so high that they're gonna remake pot illegal just so you can't be that high ever again. That's how high you are. We can't really say Cam Newton, but whoever fills their shoes in for the Patriots.
I mean, the Patriots quarterback seat is definitely hot.
It's a
No
hot
matter who
seat.
it is coming
6.
in, even if it's Cam coming back. I mean, I put it up there at an 8.
Okay.
And Cam had a good, like, the first quarter of the season, he played just fine. I was happy with him, and then he started missing throws and fumbling the ball on the goal line and just doing all this.
If you're here for the first time, hit that
Cam Newton
follow
stuff.
button.
Yeah, I think just like the Patriots quarterback seat in general is hot. I put it at an 8.
Okay. Let's see. Russell Wilson for the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't think it's as hot as everyone says it is.
I'm gonna go 4 because he's really the only guy
I'm gonna-
producing. He's got one of the worst offensive lines. He's still producing numbers, and he's still taking them to the
Seahawks
playoffs.
organization hasn't come out and said anything about them trading or even looking at trades for him.
Right.
I mean, he said you'd have to ask the Seahawks about that. He said he's willing to play other places. I don't think they move on from him unless they get something crazy. They'd have to get like 3 first-rounders and an interim quarterback or something. Like it'd have to be something wild.
Right.
I put him right there in the middle. Oh, what's up, Duke?
Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold for the Jets.
He's got to be on the hot seat. I see his name getting thrown around in trade accusations all the time.
Right?
I
Should
put-
we
I
stick
put
with
him up
Sam?
there. Yeah, I put him up there at an 8. I mean, there was that thing that was released out saying that he was like, you know, one of the most hit quarterbacks with like the most injured O line, and there was like three quarterback or not quarterback coach changes. So I mean, his stats probably look worse than they actually should be, but they don't look that good.
I mean, he's got a lot of terrible parts around him. But he's kind of I'd say he's like a less good Jared Goff at this point of his career because he's not producing, and it's tough when you don't have anything, but you still got to find a way and a will to win. So you got to put your numbers up this year, or they're going to move on for sure. So I'm going to say a solid 8. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, 0.
Yeah, it's a solid 0. They're
0.
gonna let him stay there as long as he wins in the playoffs.
As long as you go to the playoffs, it's a 0. They missed the playoffs this year, it goes up to a 1. It's Tom Brady. He just won you a Super Bowl in his first year. So
I don't think they're gonna miss the playoffs, dude. I mean, it all
No.
depends. The only
Contracts.
way they get kept out of playoffs is if
salary cap.
Drew Brees comes back and is like, I'm gonna ball out again with the Saints.
As the Saints are actively as all the Saints receivers are actively recruiting Wilson on social media. Hey, come on and play, eh? Come on and play over here. Oh, he's all working out. He's working out in the background, thinking I can come back for a year, and they're like, hey.
How many years does Tom have?
We
left?
got a follower, the Duke of Stew.
Oh, look at that.
How many years does Tom Brady have left?
As many as he fucking wants, man. I'm not putting a number on it.
With this year coming up because I heard rumors that they're going to restructure his contract of 3-player option at 3 and 4. I could see 4. Giselle was trying to get him to retire at the end of the game. After game 7, she was on the field being like, retire, Tom.
Yeah,
it's time for
she's been
me
trying to get him to
and
retire for
you.
the last, like, 3
It's
rings
our
of the game,
time,
man.
Tom. You've got
Yeah.
7. Is that not enough? Am I not beautiful? Like, you're very beautiful. But
Brazilian supermodel.
dude,
I think he's got as many left as he wants to play. I think if they
realistically
keep making
2.
playoffs, I think if they keep making playoffs for like the next 3 years,
2 years.
I think they bring him back again and again until he stops making playoffs. Like
If you
he's just gonna play until he doesn't want to play anymore. It's gonna be up to Tom. There's gonna be a team out there that'll take him, like a contender that is just one Tom Brady short.
Tom Brady's 49, headed to the Browns.
Dude, I could see it fucking happening, man. I
Right?
could see it fucking happening. If he's still slinging that sauce the way he is, dude, his numbers have gotten better, man. It's crazy.
The Washington football team. Oh man, get out of here, Steam, you jerk. The Washington football team. Who's even quarterbacking for them? Nobody right now?
I
know
Detroit. No way.
Let's see who.
No, it was Haskin was there.
Yeah, they cut him.
And comeback player of
So
the
they're
year,
about to cut Kyle.
Alex
They got
Smith.
they got Taylor Henneke, Kyle Allen, and this cat named Steven Montez. Alex
So
Smith.
they already cut Alex Smith.
Well, no, they still have Alex Smith, but they're talks that he's gonna get cut for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that whoever fills in that position, they went to the playoffs. It's gonna be your first year, so I'm gonna put them at a low 3. Because what's really expected from Washington right now? They made the playoffs.
I think the seats hot. I mean, it's gonna be like a what's his name? Who was the guy that played for the Ravens? Won a Super Bowl with them. Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
God,
it's gonna be
you
like
are
a
not
Flacco
elite, Joe
situation.
Flacco. You are not elite.
No,
Not
never have
elite.
been, never will be. You got
Not-
carried by your
not
teammates,
elite
and
Joe
it's gonna
Flacco.
be that same type of situation going on there. just because I mean that defense is fucking solid. So I mean, you don't really need someone. You just need a role player there. That's it.
Right.
But I'll put it in the middle. I'll put it at 5.
And then Ryan Tannehill for the Tennessee Titans.
I put him at a 3. He's been playing fairly well, and I haven't heard any trade rumors. Nothing about them wanting to cut him. Obviously, I think if they had a shot at Trevor Lawrence, they would take it, even though they have Tannehill. But I mean, if that's your basis, I think there's only like 3 or 4 teams that wouldn't take him, and I don't even think. I think every team, if they didn't have to give up too much, they just had an opportunity to get him, they would just take him.
Right.
Like even the Buccaneers at this point, like if you had a shot at him, you just take him, let him play behind Brady for a year. Like
Right.
that's just every team would fucking take him, I guess. I can't think of a single team that wouldn't.
Right. So that wraps up our NFL segment. As we loosely transition here, if you're following me for the first time, you can head on over to my website. The website is in the link below. But there's where you'll find my YouTube page, my Twitter, all my social media handles. You're already here. If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. This is my first live podcast that I've ever done, so we're breaking ground here. This is the 69th episode of the JT Show, so it's a little nerve-wracking. Let's talk about something that I do want to talk about real quick, and that's Jujutsu Kaisen. Is a new.
Yeah.
I want to establish this. So I do like recommending good shows to people. This one's on Crunchyroll. A newer anime. It's on season 2. Almost finished with that season for sure. But the things that have been happening in season 2 elevates that to like my top 10 list of how good the fighting is, the dialogue, and everything that's happening behind the scenes. You know, like the twists, the turns, the M Night Shyamalan. Like, ooh, what a twist! But seriously, it's been getting up there for how killer it has been lately.
As of right now, I give it like a 9.6. Like I think it's really good. Like I mean, that last episode might be like jarring my fucking rating a little bit, but that last episode was some heat.
Yesterday the Irish Elite was talking about one called Eat Man 98, I believe is the full title. It's a anime that came out in the 90s. I watched the first 2 episodes. I still can't judge it very well, but it's very Yu Yu Hakusho Cowboy Bebop vibe, same type of animation.
Gotcha. That old school 90s animation.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give that a solid, as many episodes as I can watch, but because it's hard to find them, but definitely kind of a good recommendation so far because it's interesting right now. I just don't know which way the show is gonna take it.
So it's got your attention. You just don't know if you're gonna finish it yet.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's head on over to a segment that we like to call like what's going on Yahoo. I scroll Yahoo page a lot. Something that I do to kill the time. So during the live podcast, we're just gonna hit up random articles and be like, "Wow, that's crazy that's happening." Let's see. Aaron Rodgers says that Woodley engagement is the best thing that happened to me in last year. Okay. So you dissing the Packers?
Super Bowl, so.
Yeah, if you would have, that could have, skewed the numbers a little bit, but I guess it's not going to. Let's see. Last Man Standing, Tim Allen show's ending with the final episode. So if you're a fan of that, make sure you tune into that show.
I watched a couple episodes of it. It's very. I saw some. They have they were doing some. What are those called? Like some homages to the Home Improvement show. They were like throwing in some shit like he did his little thing.
Say that again. Sorry.
They threw in like some homages, or I don't even know what the word for that is, but they brought back some of the little skits they would do in Home Improvement.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there were some characters that came back, kind of like how
Yeah. His one of his sons came back, not the one that just got arrested for domestic violence, but
yeah,
the
the
shorter
one.
one, not Brad. Brad didn't come back, but his middle child did.
It kind of
His
reminds me of like a
ex-wife.
remake of that, kind of like how The Ranch is almost a remake of that '70s show. Not really
Yeah,
a
a
remake,
lot
but
of
just like the
reoccurring
same.
characters.
Yeah, well, just like the same actors coming back. It's pretty cool to see, but I think The Ranch definitely had my attention more than Last Man Standing.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, so big things that are coming up in Michigan. Michigan versus Michigan State basketball. Michigan State's been playing very good basketball lately.
Y'all
Michigan
just
just
lost to who? Is it Illinois?
Illinois. We got blown out of the water.
Yeah, they were the fourth ranked team, right?
Yeah. So I
You
mean,
guys were two before.
yeah. So I mean, with standings right now, I think we're still the 3 seed. For like number 1 seeds right now.
Mhm.
I know that sports gambling, if you're an addict, you should go get help. But if you can,
What's the little
gamble,
Jordan thing?
if you
Just stop.
just
Go get help.
but if we go to the bracket big board, let's see if that's a thing. Because for standings, whoa, get out of here, lady. That's American.
Stephen A. Smith had a basketball take that I thought was pretty accurate. He said that
Wow.
LaMelo Ball is who we were promised Lonzo Ball was.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, crazy take, but I agree with him.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I think LaMelo is definitely the player we all thought Lonzo was supposed to be.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Lonzo just ended up being an above mediocre facilitator with not a broken jump shot. I mean, it's not Ben Simmons, like he makes shots, but I think LaMelo is by far the better player right now. And I think if there were like updated stats or updated ratings on 2K, LaMelo would be the superior player. I mean, they had him at 77 overall, which is the same as his brothers.
Right.
He's got to be at least a 79 now. I mean, he's been balling the fuck out.
That's got to be one of those arguments, though, that like the younger brother sometimes is better than the older brothers because they're always competing with their brothers on their level.
Yeah.
And so you're getting that experience at a younger age, so you're going to take that and run with it. He's definitely a better facilitator, creative passer, has great court vision.
I think they're both. I think as far as like facilitating goes, I think LaMelo's just a little bit better, just because of like the flashy passes.
I think if you traded both Ball brothers to the other team, I think LaMelo does better because he'll have better parts around him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
LaMelo's a far better shooter.
Yeah. Better passer, I think. I mean,
I think he's a better passer. I don't think it's by much, but he's definitely a better passer. But
yeah,
he's just an all-around better point guard.
Right.
Like if I was drafting a whole team and all like the tier 1 point guards were gone and it was between like the Ball brothers, I'm definitely taking LaMelo.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely not the middle brother. What is that? Who's he?
I don't even remember his name.
Steal stuff from China. Ball. What's his name?
I played for UCLA.
And then he played with his younger brother in Lithuania.
He was on, what team was he on that he got cut
the
from?
Pistons.
Yeah, that's right. He was on the Pistons and got cut. They're like, they didn't even give him a chance. Like, okay, well, he probably didn't play well in practice.
Yeah, just because your last name is Ball doesn't mean you automatically start.
You're not
your last name was
start.
Jordan, you'd be like, yeah, you can kind of keep him.
So
Gonzaga,
like Manning or something.
Right? And the youngest Manning in high school, I mean, he's got the last name and he's throwing dimes.
Dude, I watched him.
He's the next Trevor Lawrence hype, man.
School. Dude, I saw the clips from him in middle school playing that little peewee football, and he was throwing dimes, bro. It's crazy, and it's
Danny Dimes, man.
It's the oldest brother's son. It's Archie. No, Cooper Manning.
Cooper
Manning's son.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me, dude.
You're just pumping out NFL quarterbacks, dude. That's what your seats. It's crazy.
Fun fact about Cooper Manning is that when he was in high school, he was a 5-star wide receiver recruit. And then he found out he had like some like narrow spine syndrome or something, so he couldn't play football anymore. And now he's like he was like an accountant for the Saints organization or something like that.
Wild.
But it's crazy. So it almost makes sense that the younger brothers, Eli and Peyton, were throwing the ball to a 5-star recruit growing up. So
Yeah.
like, that's probably why they got so fucking good. And on top of that, their dad was Archie Manning. So
Yeah, when your dad's Archie
they
Manning,
they just had everything going for them. You know, 5-star recruit to throw to in the backyard.
What's your
NFL
family? What's your
star
family
man.
pass on NFL caliber quarterbacks? What about my family? Red hair. Oh man.
Crippling alcoholism.
if you're addicted, just
Go get
Just stop.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Why?
To the rankings, Gonzaga's 24-0 this year. Michigan was 18-1 entering the game against Illinois. Ended up losing. They're 18-2. They lost to Illinois 53-76. Baylor's in third at 19-1. They just beat West Virginia by 5 points in a thriller. Their next game is March 4th at 7, so it's going to start here in 9 minutes. And Illinois plays on Saturday against Ohio State, which is another who's ranked number 7 in basketball right now. There's quite a few. There's Ohio State, there's Illinois, and there's Michigan, all in the top 7 from the Big Ten. And then you also have Wisconsin still rated, Purdue still rated, and Michigan State is starting to heat up at just the right moment. Now, the Big Ten this year announced that they are going to not take overall record for the Big Ten, but they're going to take the best winning percentage.
Okay.
So the best winning percentage wins the Big Ten title this year for basketball.
Interesting.
So these last 2 games against Michigan State are very important for
Big,
Michigan.
yeah.
And Michigan State, like I've been saying, they're heating up just at the right time. So the big dance is coming up. What I'm gonna do for the fans this year, and I'll put it on my website. I'll put the link right on my website. That's jtofjville.com. We'll do a JT show bracket. I'll set up a bracket page. Anyone can enter. We'll announce the winner on our TV on the podcast for sure. But we can do a big March Madness bracket for anybody who wants to do a March Madness bracket. You'll look for the links on my Twitter. It'll be on my main page, JT of Jville. So we'll set that up for sure. We'll get a big March Madness bracket going for everybody. And if that has you thrilled, then hit that follow button. Show me some love. Let's see what else is going on. Wow. So next Nintendo Switch can output 4K and has 7-inch OLED screen. Of course.
Interesting.
I'm gonna be looking at mine like, I don't play you enough. I don't play my Switch enough, and that upsets me. But I mean, I'm always balling out on my Xbox,
Yeah, we were going ham last night on 2K.
You were going ham last night on 2K, dude. You were.
Those last two games, I was fucking up though. After
oh, I mean so the last 2 games that we played last night, I kept it close all the way into the last 2 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes you would just blow me out by like 13. You go on like a 13-0 run, and then I would just get
talking about playing online.
Oh yeah, we were doing great. Yeah, we were like.
Yeah.
We had good team. We were facilitating. We had really good dominant centers. No offense, Matt. You weren't like. We're not talking about you, Matt. We're talking about when you left. Like I would be the Doc. Cut here. Cut here could be Nick Merckx. Cut could be Nick Merckx. I could be Doc. And Matt, you're Tim the Tap Man. And you just got off, and we just we played duos and just fucking yam, dude. We yammed it on them. But we're definitely going to be playing some Apex right after this, which I'm pretty excited about.
Apex, 2K, we'll play it all tonight.
Anything that we want, Anything is possible.
We'll play next, whatever the fuck I want.
Season 8, how do you enjoy Season 8 with Kings Canyon back for Apex?
Oh, I love Kings Canyon. It's definitely my favorite map. I'm glad that we don't have to play the other map because it's kind of
World's Edge.
Garbage. Yeah, World's Edge. But I like the new map that they put out, Olympus. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, the new one's called Olympus.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I'm glad they brought back Kings Canyon. I like all the changes to it. I like the battle pass. I like
the
everything about it
skins
so far.
Something that Cut and I are doing, and last night because Cut took too long, I opened up one of my Apex packs just for you guys. I got 2 legendary skins, which was sick. But we're saving all of our packs for the end of the season, so tune in for those because we'll open up all like I have over 20.
I should have around 40 by the time it's over.
Yeah, something high like that.
I'm at 28 right now, I think.
By the way, to an earlier subject, Michael Jordan has quoted to being Michael Jordan said, "LaMelo Ball has exceeded our expectations."
Nice.
So,
yeah, I mean he has.
Yeah, because
starting as a rook and going off. You think he gets rookie of the year? He's got to, right?
Oh man, dude. Stimulus check changes. Did Joe Biden kill your $1,400 payment?
Oh god.
Let's see. It could just be a couple weeks for an additional $1,400 to pay off your debt. Sick. Let's see. Individuals earning less than 75,000 and couples making under 160,000 will still receive a full 1,400. Okay, I'll take
we
that.
Just lowered the threshold for it.
I guess so, but I mean, hey, I don't make that much. That's why this low quality stream / podcast is being brought to you by using a ladder as a tripod. So, if you're wondering what's going on behind the scenes, just imagine a ladder in my living room. So I can put a webcam on there so you can't see so much of my neck fat.
I got the beard, dude. You can't see any of it.
Well, I mean, I'm working out, okay, but I had a bad night last night. What happened was, like, I just kept drinking. And before I knew it, I was kaput. I was throwing pizza pockets in the air fryer. It was 6 o'clock in the morning and I was just like, time for bed. And then I woke up at noon and I was just like, why did I go that hard the day before my first live podcast episode? Why? Because it's episode 69.
Gotta go hard for the 69.
And any of our viewers right now, any questions, any topics you guys want to talk about, anything that you're curious about, you guys can drop comments in it.
Oh yeah, ask away.
Let's see. Not going to cover that topic. Too hot to handle.
Let's do this. Let's jump back over to anime real quick.
Okay.
What's your so Naruto? If you could have, I don't know if we've ever talked about this on a podcast. If you could have any power from Naruto, like any one character's abilities. So the only caveat is that if they're a Jinchuriki, you don't get the Jinchuriki. Like you don't get the fucking tailed beast.
Okay. So I would never be able to use the Sage Tail Beast mode.
No, but you could. I mean, if you pick Naruto, you'd still get like you get like the the Sage mode or whatever. You just wouldn't have the tailed beast. Behind them.
Probably Minato if you're taking away.
Minato, yeah.
Because I mean, like, dude, the Yellow Flash is dope, and he's so fast, and he's faster than he's top
he is quick as
3 fastest people in the show. I mean,
he was the fastest all time, wasn't he?
I mean, Naruto's faster now.
Well, yeah, now, but
yeah.
I mean, at his time, he was.
Oh, definitely, yeah, he was faster than the Raikage.
Yeah, and the Raikage. That's right. I remember.
And then Killer B were like fighting him, and he was just like, "Yo, I'm fast as fuck, boy."
Dude, your mustache is on point.
Dude, Chris, you're making me blush, and it's not the alcohol. But yeah, I mean, I like his teleportation, and he developed the Rasengan. But as far as like cool family traits goes, I mean, like the Uchihas are sick.
I think that'd be mine. I've always had the same answer to this. I think I'm taking Shisui all day long. Like,
yeah.
He was the guy that trained Itachi. He's not going to have that bitch ass sickness towards the end of it. Like he did get his eyes swooped by Danzo, which I think was a writer error. Like I don't think Shisui would let that fucking happen.
Right. I'm an old man. Give me your eye.
But I think Shisui, dude, he put you in a Genjutsu, but just by looking at like your leg, like he doesn't even have to make eye contact. Like that's just nasty. He has the Susanoo. I don't know. He's a beast.
I mean, Itachi learned the one where, hey man, I'm gonna alter your reality, but I'm gonna go blind in one eye, but it's fine because I'm already dead.
Yeah.
So that's a sick ass ability to unlock and learn.
It is nasty.
You gotta argue for Orochimaru because I mean he's just spitting out dead bodies left and right. Like I'm young again,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like it's me. Like he's just coming
Yeah.
out of himself all the time. So he's got that down pat stat.
He's a cool one. I think
Madara
Sasuke,
in the
like,
first
adult Sasuke with his eternal Mangekyo,
yeah.
and he can use the fucking Rinnegan or whatever. I think that's pretty fucking sick.
That one's cool. The first uses wood style, and he has that like big ass statue that punches you in the ass 1,000 times.
The first would be a cool one.
Yeah, and then even the second too, because I mean he was like one of the best water jutsu users in like the whole show. For
He used like 4 different elements too, but he was just known for water because he was
Saratobi Sensei was like, I got more than 2 as well, and people are like, damn, dude, that's damn impressive. And then like
Yeah.
I'm always wondering like with all these like, well, you can't with all these like people making love and passing down like their jutsus. Like now you got Naruto's kid with a Hyuga, but what happens if Uchiha and a Hyuga hold hands and they have a child and they could have one of each, or they could have,
Use them both at the same time, so you get like a pale.
or if you had like you have the pale giant
pale
eye
Sharingan.
with a Sharingan in the middle.
Yeah.
Like would
damn,
that not be
that'd
the
nasty.
so then you could see the chakra networks and you'd have the Sharingan. That's straight up. I mean, that's
So
like
what you're saying is Boruto and Sadara need to have a baby.
yeah, dude. But now there's like I haven't watched that show, but there's something called karma points.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not karma points, but like karma, and I'm not on it yet. I'm letting it play out. I've got
I
too
watched
much.
a little bit. I watched up until the point where Boruto gets to see Naruto and Sasuke go off, and he like finally realized how fucking strong.
My
Sasuke
dad
was.
doesn't suck.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
Yeah.
funny because like you, as this kid, you hear all these stories about him, but like obviously you never see him 'cause he's doing like bitch ass Hokage paperwork.
I'm writing papers.
But like it was
bitch.
it was finally his time to see. Like he always thought Sasuke was a badass, but he finally got to see his dad be like a fucking monster.
Wow,
And I
this
don't know.
is
It was a cool scene to watch.
Kyle Rudolph thinks Vikings win Super Bowl in 2017 with Sam Bradford.
Jesus.
Man, dude, that's just
A lot of faith in Bradford, huh?
dude. Okay, let me talk. This is gonna be our last subject, and then we'll probably take like a quick commercial break, and we'll. I mean, you want to load up some Apex? Is that what we want to do, or like what do you want to do?
I'm down for Apex. If we can get good old third Matthew on, I wouldn't mind playing a little online 2K
Yeah, we can play
or
some.
even Apex with him.
Yeah, start off with some Apex and play some sloppy 2K after that.
Yeah.
Now, so as America, we all saw what happened when everyone stormed the Capitol. Okay, terrible day for American history. A lot of racists there. Everyone that's getting arrested, it's your own goddamn fault. Like, oh, we believe the president. Like, nah, dude. Like, you're just not that fucking smart. Okay, like. If the president was like, "Hey, man, you guys should storm the Capitol," I'd be like, "That's kind of fucked up, dude. Like, why would you ask me to do that? Like, that's kind of fucked up."
Mhm.
Especially like the reasoning behind it. So, I mean, as political as I'll get, everyone who got caught, you did it to yourself. I trespassed a building that I shouldn't have been pushed into the door of. Like, why am I getting in trouble? It's my American right. But the one guy who they call like the QAnon shaman, the guy with the horn.
QAnon, yeah.
Yeah, QAnon. He had to go on a special diet. He had to get transferred to another prison for his organic diet. Now he wants to get released because it's hurting his digestive system. And he's been doing every trick in the book. He testified.
So funny.
He testified against Trump. And then he's crying. But dude, these are the consequences to your own actions, dude. And it's called like it sucks to suck, nerd.
Failed.
Yeah, if the revolution would have worked, then like, yeah, you'd be out and about. America would be on fire, and like we'd be Mad Maxing it at this point, or we'd be like, what's that Will Smith movie? I Am Legend. So one of those two things would have happened. But now his latest excuse to let me out of jail is that he claimed he stopped somebody from stealing muffins. So I mean, we should let him
Sounds
go
like
at this
a
point.
narc to me.
We should let him. We should let. I mean, like, you know, storming the Capitol, a
Sounds
federal
like
offense.
he's about to get his ass beat in the yard over some muffins.
Dude, they're gonna stuff some muffins, dude. No, but I'm just saying, like, you know, as far as crime goes, yeah, I stormed a federal building, but I stopped someone from stealing muffins. You should definitely let
Even
him go.
trade. Even
I mean,
trade.
like, if there are muffins being sold at the Congress building, I bet you those are like $7 muffins. So he probably saved government probably like maybe $100, and yeah, let him out.
Now here's a question though. Do you think they're like the fat, like the big muffins?
I think they're
that you have to
the
eat with
big
2
muffins you
hands?
buy, and they're like plastic wrapped, and they're the big
Oh,
muffins.
so you think they're the bigger ones?
The
So it's
big
either that
ones.
or like the little tiny, like little teeny ones that you just pop in.
I don't think they were the bags. I think they were probably muffins. Because yeah, I mean,
Like
I could-
someone's got them in a basket, just going around selling them.
yeah, like a basket of dry, crusty, paid too much for muffins. Oh, yeah, and then other things that we'll be sharing about in the future. I'm gonna get fitted for my golf clubs. So I think
That'll
that's
be
I'm gonna share that experience. I think that'll be sick. We're gonna be playing video games coming up. We have lots of content coming up. The trophy ordering is gonna be happening soon for the picks. So we're gonna have a trophy celebration with the Duke, Earl, who won the season. I'm gonna finish my basement and build a newer studio so I have more room, so I can shoot these for you guys. But you know, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thanks for everyone that tuned in today. Huge shout out to Star Damage.
Hey,
You can...
plug your comedy shows.
Oh, I will. Again, you can find. You go to the link that I'm about to share. Star Damage. Go check out their song, their single. There's the link for that. Tour dates: April 25th, 2021. I will be at Wiley's Comedy Club, which is in Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. It is the oldest comedy club in Ohio. I'll be driving down there for a 5-minute. I'll be driving 3.5 hours for a 5-minute segment. Now, and I will say this: I've been watching a lot of 5-minute sets, and I realize how much better I have to get at telling one joke for 5 minutes rather than squeezing in as many jokes as I can in under. So as I'm writing and mastering my craft as an amateur stand-up, I feel like
extend them out a little bit more.
I think I'm elevating my writing. I think I'm writing better. So I'm gonna write for this full minutes, and then it's a lot of mirror talking. I go to the bathroom and I look at myself in the mirror. I walk. It's a long process, but by the time April 25th gets here, I hope I have some killer content. I'll be recording it. I don't know if I'll be releasing it, but April 25th, that's the first tour date of 2021. So that's where I'll be at.
Hell yeah, man!
Anything
Excited
that you
to see
wanna-
your career start up?
Anything that you want to comment on before we go?
Don't forget to shoot us that follow.
Yeah, hit that follow button.
You're feeling super generous. Hit that subscribe button.
You don't have to do that. But hey, we're going to be back playing video games here soon. We're going to take a quick break. So I'm going to hit the intermission button. Then but thank you guys for tuning in to the JT Show. Actually,
Yeah,
I have to stop the recording because actually no, I don't. So all right, we'll see everybody later. Bye bye. Have a wonderful night. JT Show episode live 69 episode. Woo.
69.